What's up, gals and pals? It's your buddy Coach Vino. So it is time for another season of my Fall in Amore with Amaro series, where I make you guys cocktails using the greatest Italian spirit of them all, Amaro. And I'm going to start things off this year with what's considered to be more of a subcategory of Amaro. Though you will find people out there that will argue it's not an Amaro, but here's what I got to say. I'm not here to argue. I'm just here to make cocktails. You know what I'm saying? Life's too short. Make a cocktail. Anyway, so that category is the aperitivo. Now, what exactly is the aperitivo? So the aperitivo is something that you would drink prior to a meal, just to kind of, get the appetite going. You know what I'm saying? Make you a little more hungry than you already are. And examples of an aperitivo are Aperol, which I'm going to be using this week, and Campari, which I'm going to be using next week. Now, what's the difference between Campari and Aperol and something like a Cynar or Averna? Well, Cynar and Averna are what considered to be digestivos, okay? Something you will consume after a meal, just to help the digestive process along, in other words, to help you poop. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, so they are both bitter Italian liqueurs, but they do serve a bit of a different purpose. But I tell you what, they are all delicious and they are all Amari in this guy's eyes. All right, guys? Anyway, so look, if you're actually not familiar with Amaro or you want some other great Amaro recipes, down in the description, I will put a link to my Fall in Amore with Amaro playlist. And I have my Amaro 101 video there where you can learn what Amaro is, how to use it, this, that, and the third. And then there'll be a bunch of recipes as well for you guys to make some delicious cocktails. All right, guys. So like I said, I'm going to be starting things off this week with Aperol. You guys are probably familiar with it for the Aperol Spritz, but today I'm going to be making two cocktails I never had before, so I'm really excited to try them out. Before I do that though, I'm going to need you guys to go ahead and hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and that notification bell so you can help Vino feed the hungry algorithm, and make sure you stick around because we're about to boogie down. All right, so the first Aperol cocktail I'm gonna be making for you guys is called Power, Corruption, and Lies from Josh Childs at Starlight in Massachusetts, okay? So if you don't get enough power, corruption, and lies every time you turn on the news, well, guess what? Now we've got it in liquid form too, all right? So let us look at what is in the sauce, right? The first thing we're gonna be doing is, of course, we're gonna be using our Aperol, and then we're gonna use some Velvet Falernum, which is a delicious, spicy, baked spicy notes and lime liqueur, really delicious stuff. And then we're gonna be using some Cognac as our base spirit, along with some lime juice and a pinch of salt. Let us go ahead and make our cocktail. All right, so our second Aperol cocktail is called Linden Square from Eastern Standard, also in Massachusetts, okay? Let us look at what is in the sauce. Of course, we're gonna be using our Aperol, but we're also gonna be using another Amari, and that is Amaro Nonino. This is one of the best Amaro there is, and this particular one you might be familiar with from the Paper Plane cocktail, but I also have a playlist down in the description, like I said, with my Amaro playlist, where I make a bunch of Nonino cocktails, which are absolutely delicious, okay, guys? And then we're gonna be using a sweet vermouth. I'm gonna use my go-to, which is Carpano Antica, but feel free to use whichever one you have. And then for our base spirit, we're gonna be using a bonded or a high proof rye. I'm gonna be using the workhorse of them all, Rittenhouse, but you should, again, feel free to use whichever bonded rye you have or high proof rye you have, okay? And then to end things off, we're gonna use some mole bitters. I'm gonna be using Bitterman's bitters, but you can use whichever mole bitters you have, okay, folks? So let's go ahead and make our cocktail. All right, so let's go ahead and give our two Aperol cocktails a sippy sip, starting with the Power, Corruption, and Lies. Cheers. Oh, that's nice. Ooh, that's delicious. I love the way everything plays in here. I'm waiting for those baking notes from the Velvet Falernum because I'm a big Velvet Falernum guy. Get them right in the back end. The cognac adds a beautiful base. You know, you get some vanilla, a little bit of cherry wood going on there. Then, of course, the Aperol has that citrus, a little bit of kind of like ripe strawberries. Oh, this is very, very nice. Oh, yeah. And look, and then that little pinch of salt, you know, look, it helps brighten up everything, you know what I'm saying? It makes everything kind of pop and stuff like that. A very, very nice cocktail, guys, all right? So let's go ahead and try the Linden Square, which is my stirred cocktail, okay? Cheers. Ooh. Oh, that's delicious. These are both, by the way, chef's kiss delicious. This is really, really nice too. And you guys know I'm a stirred cocktail kind of guy. The rye adds beautiful, that bite from the rye, just really at the end, you get it, just bing, just kind of sticking there. But then the mole bitters adds some kind of, you know, chocolatey base, which works really well with Nonino and Aperol, actually. I always found that chocolate notes work really well with both of those as well. I think it's the citrus and the strawberry stuff that you get from both of those. Really, really nice, guys. This is fan-freaking-tastic. Oh, yeah. Then the sweet vermouth just helps to really give it a little extra body and depth and stuff like that. Delicious, guys. So look, so if you're tired of drinking Aperol spritzes, I got two cocktails here, guys. I'm telling you are absolutely home runs. All right, folks? So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Like I said, next week, I'm going to do another aperitivo. We're going to be doing probably the most popular of them all, and that is Campari. And I've got two cocktails that I've tried before there as well, right, guys? Anyway, if you like today's video, please press like, please subscribe, and please share with your family and friends. Remember, sharing is caring, and when life gives you lemons, make yourself a cocktail. Cheers.